Namah Shivaya. Om 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 Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah
Shivaya.
Om Namah
Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
I felt we could do a quick audio check because we are using a new computer. If you can hear me in the Hangout, can you let me know? Is it all right, the audio?
Yes, sounds okay.
Okay. Okay, we can. How about this? If I speak like this, is it still audible, or you want me to move the computer closer to myself?
It sounds okay here.
Sounds okay? Okay, this is good. Okay, maybe we can play one more bhajan and then we can start.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate. Om Namo Bhagavate. Om Vasudevaya. Om Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate. Om Namo Bhagavate. Om Namo Bhagavate. Om Namo Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate. Om Namo Vasudevaya. Vasudevaya. Namo Bhagavate. Om Namo Bhagavate. Om Namo Bhagavate. Om Namo Bhagavate. Om Vasudevaya. Om Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate. Om Namo Bhagavate. Om Namo Bhagavate. Om Namo Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate. Om Namo Vasudevaya. Vasudevaya. Bhagavate.
Thank you, my dear. Namaste everyone. Very warm welcome to Satsang today. Satguru Shri Mujiji ki Jai. Very warm welcome to all of you and also all of you in the Hangout and on YouTube. So we have in-person Satsang today. So we might not be able to look at all the questions in the chat. But if there's something, if there's a strong urge, please do come up and I'm happy to look at your questions. And if the audio, something wrong with the audio or video, just unmute your mic and then tell me that something is wrong and we will look at it. So Pune is my wife's hometown. And I have been instructed to keep it very simple. Maybe. Nice. So let's make a deal. Since we said we'll keep it very simple. You know what happens most often is that in satsang, I lose your attention because something the mind will come and say, and it will say that this is too difficult, or it's too abstract for me, or I'm not ready yet, I'm not understanding what it's saying, this is too intellectual. All these thoughts will come. Okay? So let's make a deal. And the deal is that if you find something too difficult or complicated or abstract or intellectual, you stop me. You say that I did not understand. And I'm very happy to keep repeating it because I don't feel that anything which is spoken here is complicated, difficult, abstract, or intellectual. And this is the questioner's seat. It hardly ever gets used. But if you have an urge to come up, even without a question, sometimes it happened with me like this. There was no question, but they felt this urge to just come up. So you can come, you're very welcome. Any of you are welcome to come, and you can sit. And satsang also, not about just the words. Not about just the words. You will energetically feel the presence. If there is openness in the heart, be open to this energetic presence which is here. And I'm not saying that this is a presence which is coming from Ananta. It is coming from your own heart. You see. The Satguru is your own heart. It is the same Satguru in your heart which is speaking through this mouth. So how can we keep it very simple? So let's play a game. Can it be simpler than that? For Pune special this is. So we start with playing a simple game. So now just observe and wait for your next thought to come. And just whatever it is, we are not going to judge the thought. Whatever it is, you will expose it. Can we do like this? So we can start. 1, 2, 3, start. And whoever gets a thought, you can just expose it. Whatever it is, even it could be this guy makes no sense. Or what kind of teacher wears pant shirt and he's talking. Whatever the thought is. So now, tell me. No, that's good.
That's honest.
Who else? Huh? I don't want to go back. We're full of sages in this room. So very little thoughts happen.
Fear to expose them.
Fear to expose. Yes.
My parents are one thing I'm feeling if I start crying and have one of my
Yeah.
bad episodes.
Yes. We will. But that is based on the presumption that they think you're saying now. She said that my parents will think that I'm crazy if I have one of my satsang episodes.
And I'm wondering why that's my uncle and aunt in law. I think we'll get bored over here.
Yes,
That's
yes.
what-
No.
It's very possible. What?
Water.
Yes.
Is it warm or cold?
Okay. Just right. There's a point to this, trust me. Bus? Thoughts?
Thoughts coming through right now. I was thinking, how am I going to get that remote so I can turn off my kids' AC? That
Yes,
was
yes,
one
you
thought
can
that
get
I
it.
had.
You can get it.
The other thought was
Two at a time?
another thought previously there was a thought that are there going to be people who come, okay, and then it was like, then my thought was, okay, actually doesn't matter, that's not my job to bring people here. It's just
That's why I got enough from Bangalore.
yes. Absolutely. So those were two big thoughts. And also the thought that, I mean, it kind of goes to your mind that, okay, are people gonna, you kind of second guess a person saying, okay, are they going to get it or are they going to enjoy it? That's also a thought that
What else?
I'm in the way.
I'm in the way
Yeah. Like
of the view or
Yeah.
no?
That was good. Just that's okay.
Now the thought comes. A thought comes like this. It could be anything. Now what happens with this thought? Simple so far. Everyone, we will have the appearance of thoughts. Now what are the, okay, I don't want to make it complicated. What can happen with this thought? Thought can come and it can go. What can happen? What are the forces that can interact with this thought?
I believe the thought.
You can believe the thought,
Enact on
you can act, presumably you can act on it. So first there must be attention that goes to it or not. So there could be hundreds of thoughts which come and go. If no attention, then no trouble. Just like there could be thousands of objects in this room, only those which our attention goes to seem to exist for us. Yes? So first attention. And if attention was not to go to these thoughts, then they would not mean anything at all. But attention seems complex, difficult to manage. If I say, don't think of an orange, don't give your attention to an orange, what is coming up? Very quickly, a visual or a thought of an orange will come. So attention can work like this. This scene everybody sees like this? Attention is clear? Now the second force is the force of belief. The force of belief. Which means that this thought applies to me or it is meaningful to me. The thought could be that I'm not enjoying this. Could be something like this. You know? And if you believe it, then it becomes a part of you. We'll talk about this view in a while. Simple idea. The identity that we have is made up of only all of the concepts or thoughts that we have believed. We can explore this somewhere. So I don't use the word ego very often because immediately when I say ego, then immediately you'll say, no, I'm not very egoistic. But we are exploring the I who is not egoistic. We're exploring this person. So very often I use the person instead of ego. So we see now, and we'll see some more, that the person idea is only made up of all these thoughts that we have believed. So if I was to ask most of you, who are you? If you've been in satsang, you will give me some fancy answer. If you've not been in satsang, then you will say, it seems like I am the body. You'll say, it seems like I am the body. But the body is not concerned with your relationships. The body is not concerned with the amount of money in the bank. The body does not want a plan for life. So who is this one who is concerned about relationships, about security, even about freedom? Is the body saying that I am a seeker and I want freedom? So it's not the body which is asking for freedom. So our entire exploration is trying to figure out, who am I? Am I just this person idea? Or set of, you must tell me, because the mind will come with some resistance like this. It will say, no, already it's becoming too, he said he'll keep it simple, but already it's becoming simple. So you stop me. The deal was you will stop me. So the person is made up of what? It is just made up of all the concepts that I believe about myself. Does it have any tangible reality? Anybody here who can show me this person? So very often we talk about this world of appearances, the illusion. But even that we don't have to believe that this is Maya, this is a play, this is Leela. None of this we have to believe. Suppose that all of this is completely real. In this realm, also can you show me the person? And once in one satsang, we even announced a prize for somebody who could show me. Where is this person that we are constantly catering to? And the thought could be coming saying that, but these are my thoughts. Isn't it? It works like this. The thought could say that these are my thoughts. So can you show me how you create your next thought? What is the raw material you use? What is the process by which you create your next thought? And very quickly, if you were to explore this with an open mind, you will find that thoughts are just appearing and disappearing. They're just another appearance. Anyone who disagrees with me, I'm very happy to speak. Thoughts are just another appearance. What makes them my thought is a post facto belief that I am the creator of this thought. That this is my thought. So the thought could be saying, I'm really enjoying this satsang, or it could be saying that this is not for me. And with the power of your belief, it will become something which is part of you. Yes?
So why do contrary thoughts?
Yes. Why do two contrary thoughts come?
I mean,
Just to keep you in this state of confusion about your identity. See, what will happen is that if there was clarity, everyone has contrary thoughts. If I were to ask you 10 years ago, what kind of person were you? You will say it is very different from how I am now. What happened? Some set of beliefs now got changed into a new set of beliefs because a contrary set of thoughts came. And these thoughts will keep coming like this so that you are in a constant state of being distracted and you do not look at what is here right now. We are in this for what? We are in this for self-realization, isn't it? We want to find freedom, or we want to realize the self. We want to find God. This must be the reason why we are in satsang or spirituality. So if God is real, if the self is real, then it must already be here now. Are we interested in a self which comes and goes? Are we interested in a God which comes and goes? What value would that kind of God have? So why do we refuse to look at what is here now? Because we are constantly distracted by our thoughts. And this ego, this mind will use all the buttons possible. So one minute it will say go left, next minute it will say go right, and keep you just involved in this play rather than just checking about who am I in this very moment. Is God here in this very moment or not?
So is this thought different? Thought about freedom, I'm interested in freedom.
Yeah.
It itself is also a thought.
Yes, it is just another thought, just like the seeker identity is just another identity.
So I should be this thought and continue.
Yes, we need not, but let this be the last thought that you drop. You see, because what happens is, very quickly the mind will come and say, okay, now, why am I attached to the Guru also? Is this not another attachment? So let me leave that. The thought will say, but this seeker identity is just another identity, let me drop that. So, it is knowledge itself becomes the defense for the ego. So many will come, the neo-Advaitins will come and say, yes, just drop the seeking. Drop the seeking. Too prematurely that can happen. It is true that you can never be the seeker. But have you taken care of all the other identities first? So the desire for freedom is the thorn which takes away all the other thorns, and then this thorn also can be thrown away. Because the ultimate conclusion is that I have always been free. But it cannot be just another mental concept. And if you were to check right now, you will find that you are free. And if you were to speak from this place of freedom, then your words will not smell of the mind. If you speak from this place of freedom, then your words will have the perfume of the self. And then you will know that even this seeker was another myth. I could never be a seeker.
Then dropping the thought is also a thought.
Yes. Everything which can be communicated is not the truth. But why do we ask who am I? Who am I is also a thought. Don't believe the next thought is also a thought. But we are using tools to pull out your prior conditioning and throw it away. And then these tools are also thrown away. Nobody is saying that these are the truth. The truth actually cannot be spoken in words. No words are true. Maharaj used to say, isn't it? Maharaj used to say that the only truth you can say is that I am. And ultimately, even that is not true. So all the words in satsang are just tools, they're just aids for you to root out this prior conditioning of ego and then free. Then you don't need any knowledge. You don't need any concept. All arises in its own beauty. So the mind is very quick to pick on these tools. Say, but this also thought through it. The mind itself is playing this trick because it knows it's in trouble. All good? Anything too difficult? I promise to keep checking today. Because somewhere along the discussion I see that I end up losing you. And all that is also grace, but it's good. It's my job to keep checking. So what have we seen so far? The thoughts are just coming and going. And we have these two primal forces, attention and belief, that can interact with these thoughts, can engage with these thoughts. Attention seems very difficult to control. If you look at most sadhana in the world, most practices in the world, you will find that they are focused on controlling attention. Isn't it? You look at most, you look at japa, you look at anything, mindfulness, japa, any practice, you will find that the objective seems to be to make our attention still. But there's hardly a practice which talks about belief. And yet belief seems to be the master key. Because even if attention goes to your thoughts, and goes to all of your thoughts, unless you also put in your belief, you cannot get miserable. You cannot get misery from it. So we have this very simple example of an ATM. So what is this ATM? It is the anytime misery machine. The anytime misery machine is the mind. How do you extract misery? First you put in the ATM card, which is attention to mind. First you put in the attention to mind card. Then what happens just by putting the card, do you get the money? No. You also have to give it your personal identification, which is your belief. You have to enter the PIN number, which is your belief. So if you give it your attention and you put in your belief, unlimited amount of misery is available to you from this anytime misery machine called the mind. It's as simple as that. And for many of you, this thought might be coming that belief also seems to be happening automatically. Is it coming for any of you? If it's not coming, then very good.
Actually, the opposite is happening.
Yes, yes.
That if the belief basically doesn't create misery. If my belief is adding joy, every thought that I have,
Yes,
after
yes.
is the word joy.
No, why? Because joy does not need your belief in the thought. The truth does not need belief in thought. It is only the false that needs belief.
The truth is as is.
The truth is as is.
I'm just
It's very good. I very much enjoy like this. Yes.
Words are
Yeah.
playing on my
Yes, 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 yes. And this is very good exploration. Because the question can be, oh, but then if I'm believing good thoughts, I'm so joyful, so much love, this is great. Aren't those helpful thoughts? That's the question, isn't it? But they are not. Because joy, love, and peace are in service to your unassociated being. And they are bowing down to your own holy presence. Do not need a thought. No thought can ever create love, joy, or peace. Because love, joy, and peace are prior to the mind. Yes? They are in service to your unassociated being. When I say unassociated being, what do I mean? There's a being I am who has now believed the thought I am a person. So in this belief of this person idea, it gets associated. But if it's unassociated, what do I mean by unassociated? I ask you all this simple question: can you stop being now? Who can stop being now? Can you stop being? What is this being? I am. This being I am is there. Is it I am a person? Is it I am a man? It's just I am. In the light of this I am, the universe is. There is never a world without me, this I amness. With this I amness, this beingness has the power to pretend, which is what we call the power of belief. So it can pretend that it is just a person, it is just a woman, it is just a mother, it is a spiritual seeker. And when this is called identification. But when you see that I am just this holy presence, then to this holy presence, you will find that there is just too much love, too much joy, too much. But love, peace, and joy are not in service to the person idea, not in service to the ego. And they definitely do not rely on any thoughts. God does not rely on a thought to run your life. You see, because the concept that can be believed often is that if I let go of belief and thought, then what's going to happen to my life? Isn't it? This presumes that God needs the contribution of your thoughts to run your life. I'm sure I lost some of you there. It's okay, we can roll it back. So we saw that this, anytime misery machine was clear, attention and belief. So put in your attention to mind card and then give it your personal identification number, which is your belief, and any amount of misery is possible. So with this itself, this satsang would be worthwhile if I tell you that you cannot show me suffering unless you believe a thought. You cannot show me misery unless you believe a thought. Therefore, what is the end of suffering now? Many seekers come and their question is, how do I end my suffering? And the end of suffering is very easy. It's available now. It is just to not believe your next thought. Yes, now.
Let's say suppose that my child is sick,
Yeah,
100.
yeah.
Now how do I not suffer from
Yes. Even this, you will suffer from only the thought that your child is not well. See? So there's a difference between pain and suffering. Pain will continue and pain is momentary. Physical pain, emotional pain, psychological pain, all these will continue, but they do not have any longevity about them. It's just very, very short term. It's like a pinch. You see? So, for example, even anger can come, but resentment cannot. Because anger is momentary, resentment is based on belief. So, this play of life will continue. The momentary ups and downs will continue. The juice of this life will continue. But you will not be able to suffer more than just momentarily unless you pick up or you put belief in thoughts. Now you can check. Yes. Also now we can check. Before satsang you could have said that I have so many problems I'm dealing with. In this moment when you check in the right now, without giving belief to your next thought, can you show me suffering?
Mind is going to say, I'm going to come back.
The mind will say this, and already you suffered, because you gave belief to this one. Immediate suffering you got. But I can tell you that all now is this, and all suffering is this. So the answer to the end of suffering is always in the now, and always this simple understanding that it is only my belief in my next thought which will give me misery.
So wouldn't it be simple to just say the thought this machine is only a thinking machine?
Yes.
I am not the thinking machine.
Yeah. Exactly. You are not the
It's a
thinking.
Whatever I'm hearing you say,
Yeah.
there's a lot of to not think, put so much into your thoughts because thoughts are causing misery or suffering. But I'm not miserable or suffering or anything. This will satsang not or this is still not a way for me to reach a deeper spiritual
Yes.
level
There is.
without actually being miserable.
It's rare. I can tell you that most beings come to satsang because of suffering. So it's rare, but it does happen. Some have this quest for a deeper realization of what they are. So, for those who have suffering, then this is the simple way. Just don't believe your next thought. If you say that I'm beyond suffering, suffering has not touched me or is not touching me, then you could have this question, which is the second question, which is, can you show me God? Something?
Can you talk about the belief that believing is automatic?
Say again.
Can you say anything about the thought that the belief that believing is automatic? That
Oh,
it
yes,
happens
yes.
automatically?
Yes. This is good. So, what you will find when you say, okay, I'm going to withdraw my belief from my next thought, you will see that many thoughts just come and go, and we can do this exercise. Many thoughts just come and go, but some seem to keep coming back and they automatically get our belief. What are those? If I tell you that you are horrible at figure skating, will it affect you? Will it get belief? Would I say that you are terrible at relationships? This might get your belief. Might, depending on your conditioning. So, our conditioning is based on what we have nourished in the past. What have we nourished in the past? What identity is the one that really pushes my button? Is it the seeker identity? Is it the partner in relationship identity? Is it daughter identity? Is it mother identity? Which one really pushes my button? And you will find that those are the ones which keep reappearing again and again. And these seem to get your belief. So can you expose which is the identity which seems to get your belief most often?
Kind of funny because when you ask me to pinpoint my thought, I just think pinpoint.
This is good. So then belief will not go to this.
But I have also, I just can't pinpoint when you ask.
Yes, but you will be able to look at them and you will be able to tell me that thoughts in these categories are the ones which seem to automatically get my belief. It will not be all thoughts. So you must watch and see. Even during the time of the satsang, you must watch and see which are the thoughts, which are the kind of thoughts which are getting my belief.
The thoughts that put me down, that I believe I'm not worth, sort of thing,
Not
they
worth
catch
what?
my
Not worth freedom?
no, about not things in life.
Say it, it's
I'm
okay.
not good enough.
Not good enough. But for what?
Simple. I give this simple say that
So these kind of thoughts, these ones which are recurring and they get your belief, these you can use as fuel for your own self-inquiry. You say, I am not good enough, I am not worthy enough, and this I is who can you introduce?
this I is all these ideas and connection of them.
If you see this, then you will not believe this thought, I am not worthy. If you see that the I which is being referred to is just a set of concepts. then you will not believe that. There must be a sense that I is something real, is something tangible. You say that I know that this I is just a set of concepts. Then the thought comes, oh, I am not worthy. Then if you already know it's just a set of concepts, why does it get your belief? There must be some conditioning there which says that I am a person. This is my life. If you see that the person is just an imagined entity, then no thought can give you trouble, at least not persistently, maybe momentarily. So it's not about what you know. There is trouble between knowing and seeing. What you know could be, okay, I've seen so much satsang, and I know I'm not a person. But do you see this? I'm not interested in what you know. I'm interested in what you see. What do you see yourself to be right now?
Right now I am muddled.
Yeah?
A muddle of thoughts.
So it seems like I have a muddle of thoughts. So thoughts are appearing and disappearing, yes? Coming and going. So you are watching, and the thought is coming, you are watching, and when the thought is going, you are watching. We can take our time. When the thought is coming, you are watching. One thing is that there are no two thoughts which are coming at the same time. I wonder if you noticed. This is like one mouth, it only speaks one voice at a time, one sentence at a time. So the thought comes and the thought goes. And you are aware when the thought comes, and you are aware also of the space between the thoughts. You can check and tell me if this is not true. Just take a couple of minutes, wait for your thought to come, and see if there's a space between your thoughts. There is space. So if you were just your thought, then who watches the space between the thoughts? Is that another thought? The witness of the space between your thoughts, can that be a thought?
At this moment it doesn't feel like it.
And don't go with your feelings also. Just check and tell me what you see. So I said that there is thought, then there is space, then there is thought. You are witnessing thought, space, and thought. This witness, is that another thought? Too difficult? And everyone stops making eye contact, then I know. Simple. There's a thought which will come, then there's a space between the thought, then another thought will come. Who is witnessing thought, then the space, then the thought? If you can just look and not follow the mind resistance, I can promise you that it is going to be very worthwhile. Because the mind will be coming up with all kinds of rubbish.
You speak to the plants.
So Garima's question is, can you speak about the spiritual ego and whether it prohibits further seeking? So we'll just come to that in a couple of minutes after we do this simple check.
It's very interesting for me to watch and
Yeah.
yeah, I'm getting confused
Yeah.
and I'm getting interested sometimes when I'm watching. She's questioning the interaction with her. And then suddenly without something is clearing up and then suddenly another question is coming
Yeah.
up with no relevance to what you were now looking at the question. So it's beginning to get a bit dead.
Yeah, exactly. But this is how our life is. It's only that we have put the spotlight on it now, so it seems like, oh, what is going on here? But this is the state of all of our lives. Most of humanity is just going from thought to thought, goal to goal, plan to plan, minute to minute, believing what this mind wants to be what I want. But the question was simpler than that. The question was this witness, who witnesses thought, lack of thought, including the thought, what the hell? You know, who is this witness? Can that also be witnessed? And the response cannot be just another thought. If the response is just another thought, then I'm just speaking to your conditioning. And that is no fun. I want to speak to you. I will not be able to convert anyone's mind. I cannot convince any mind because the mind is constantly unconvinced. The mind is saying almost there, we'll make it this way or that way. It's always saying like this. I'm showing you that freedom is here now. But who will be open enough to look now? Who is open enough to look for an instant? Namaste, namaste everyone on YouTube and on Hangout as well. Divya is still with me? What's happening now? What is it? Some strong resistance? Nothing? So this one, did you find this one? Did you find this one? You see it's also the space between your thoughts? So if I give you a tip or a question which helps, and the question is, are you aware now? Are you aware now? Not of anything, just are you aware? You're finding it a difficult question? No, don't give it to your mind, you see. If you make awareness into another concept, so just very simply like a child. Yes, you are aware. You are aware now? You are aware? Huh? You are aware that there is a body sitting there and reporting, I don't know. So you must be aware now. Aware? So this, although it seems like a very simple question, this question is bringing you face to face with the only non-phenomenal experiencing that you can have. Awareness being aware of awareness itself. For everything else, including even the presence of being, the sense I am, as she said, even that is experienced phenomenally. But when you ask, am I aware now? There is knowing, of course, there is awareness here. This is awareness being aware of itself without any phenomenal experience. Is there any other confirmation possible like this without a phenomenal experience? So you say, is this a glass? Yes, you check, this is a glass. Is this a table? Yes. Is this a computer? Is this a thought? Is this an emotion? Is this a body? Everything else is a phenomenal experience. But to answer this question, are you aware now? The answer will come, but the mind gets irritated because it does not see anything. And yet you know that you are aware. Do you know that you are aware of? How? What is seen that you can confirm this?
I'm aware that the thinking machine is working.
Yes, but even when the thinking machine is not working, then you are aware that there is no thought.
No, the thinking machine is there without a thought.
The thinking machine is there without a thought. Where is this machine?
I'm calling it a thinking machine.
Yes, but the mind is only a bundle of thoughts and similar energy.
That's all.
Yes. So what the Zen masters or the Buddhists will call the no mind is only the state where there is no thought. See?
I have not got that. So,
No. Let's not presume that. Maybe you have.
the thinking machine, whatever thought is there, it occupies the whole mind. See, if we say thought is an entity or a quantum of energy, then it follows the principle that whether there are 2,000 thoughts or 2 thoughts or 1 thought, it occupies the mind.
Okay. So
it's a thinking
the
machine.
thought is an energy construct.
Yeah.
Yes. So this energy construct is present or it's not present. When it's present, we call it the mind. When it's not present, we say no mind.
Well, I don't know what is no mind.
Okay. So let's see it right now. Okay. Are you open enough to finding out right now? So let's wait for the next thought to come. Can we do this?
No, I'm happy with thought or no thought. I just look at the machine.
So that's why I said, are you open enough to looking or not?
Sure.
So if you were to look and say, okay, the next thought is this, and then it goes, and there's a space in which there is no thought. And then the next thought again comes, and then there is a space where there is no thought. The witness of thought and no thought, is that the thinking machine?
The witnesses, repeat what you said.
Is the witness of the thought and the space between the thoughts, is that the thinking machine?
No, witness is not the thinking. The thoughts are, the thinking machine
Agreed.
is the thoughts.
Agreed.
Witness is the self.
And what does this witness look like?
That's the self. I mean, that's consciousness. That's my awareness of the thinking.
So, in the terminology that we use, we see that consciousness is the sense that I am.
The I am is also part of the machine to me. The machine only can say I am.
Not the saying I am.
No, but whatever word
Not
or
even the
whatever
words.
energy
Okay,
of I
so-
am, is also part of
Okay,
thinking.
so there is deep sleep state and there is waking state. What is the difference between the two?
You see, even that in a deep sleep state or a dream state, also there is no observer.
Only the deep sleep state and the waking or the dream state. There's a difference between the two. Is the presence of the I amness, is it there in deep sleep also?
No, in deep sleep, what is Surya, there is no I am.
There's no I am.
There is no I am.
In the waking state, is there ever a point where there is no I am? Can you turn off this being?
No, I can't turn on this.
So this beingness, this I amness is what we call consciousness.
Yeah.
Yes? But there is an awareness which is able to report that in deep sleep state, even this I am is not there.
I cannot recall.
Yes.
Even if I am is there, my mind is not good enough to recall whether I am was there or not.
Yes. But yet
Because in
you're
a dream state, I am there.
Yes.
I am an observer
Yes.
there.
So that is why I'm saying that you're able to report that in dream state, in waking state, there is the sense of I am, there is a sense of being. But in deep sleep state, even this sense is not there.
Probably not. Yeah.
Yes. So there must be an awareness which is able to report that in sleep state, even I am is missing. Otherwise, how would we know this?
No, in deep sleep state, we can say that I am sleeping.
Yes, exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Exactly what I'm saying.
That's all it's
Yes, but there's something which is able to, it's not phenomenal, so your mind cannot pick it up and say, yes, this is the one who sees that I am is not there. See? But you are able to say with confidence that even nothing is there, even the sense of being is not there. How?
I would avoid bad thoughts.
Yes, this we cannot do. But what we can do is not give any power to them. So a thought is just a thought, just another appearance.
I am sleeping.
Yes, exactly what I'm saying. Exactly what I'm saying.
That's all.
Because yes, but there's something which is able to. So thoughts, ABC or XYZ continue by themselves. They do not have any power. They get their power from our attention and belief. So the point of self-realization is not that the mind will stop or just the bad thought will stop. The point of self-realization is that all is allowed to appear and disappear, but we see that I, as this pure witnessing, this awareness, am untouched by the content of any thought. Then bad thought will not have the power to make you suffer because you have not given it now. All thoughts are based on the premise of you being a person. Is any thought referring to you as consciousness or awareness? No thought is saying, hey, God, can you do this? No. All thoughts are saying, hey, person, can you do this? Or you should do this. Or it's saying, why did this another person do this to you? So all thoughts are personal. Even the greatest sounding thought, I am God, I am that. Even this is presuming that I, as a person, am God. Is still referring to you as a person. But once you see that no person is here, then these thoughts themselves will not have any power over you because you will not be able to give them your belief. See? So the power is not in the good or bad thoughts, the power is in our own belief of them.
What is God?
Yes. This was the next question, where we said, so the first, most spiritual seekers will come with this question, can I stop suffering? What can be the end of my suffering? And I say it is completely possible. Don't believe your next thought. The second question is, can you show me God or what is God? I want to feel God, I want to taste God, I want to experience God. And the simple way to do this is to answer this simple question: can you stop being now? So this being, which cannot be stopped, what is this? This is the sense I am, this is consciousness, this is God. In the light of this I am, the entire universe comes to life. When this I am is not, like he said, goes to sleep in deep sleep state, then there is no universe. Then when waking state comes, first there's this I am, there's this being, and then there's the world. There's never a world without you. So this being which cannot be stopped, this is consciousness, this is God. You see, there's a reason why I ask it like this. Because if I were to ask, can you find your being? Can you find beingness? Many of you will say, yes, but it comes and goes. I'm not sure. But when I say, can you stop being? No one can say, I can stop being unless they've completely given it to the mind. If you just check, no, being is here. I am present. I am here. This beingness itself is God. So this is the second question which you could have and say, can you show me God? This being is ever present. Yes.
So usual question that comes is that mind can do some things in daily life. It can go and do some activity and make some things happen. But how can awareness have that power? Or how can being have that power? How can it be God? Mind can be, yeah, we know that we can do something. Right?
What is your definition of mind? Let's agree on definitions, otherwise the conversation can get complicated. Because I will say mind cannot do anything, it is just a bundle of thoughts. You see, so you are obviously having a different definition. So you must tell me what that is. Because you are presuming that the mind can do something. So what is your definition of the mind?
No, I am clear. As in, like, I just brought out as one of the common questions. So in the sense that there is some reality given to mind, almost instantly happens without even questioning, without anything. Even as we think, it happens. That okay, how can mind? How can But the moment you look at it, it dissolves. Again, there is only backed by awareness. Without awareness, the mind is nothing. It's just a bundle of concepts and something. It dissolves immediately as soon as you see it. That's the whole point.
Yeah. So the whole question of God's will versus free will is a huge debate that happens in all spiritual circles. I sat at the feet of Ramesh Balsekar also for some time, and the whole discussion used to be about God's will and free will. And I realize now that the simplest way to look at it is to look at our vantage point. So if our vantage point is a person, you see, then this question can be there, that do I have personal will, which is called free will, or is it all God's will? But when we explore, we find no existence of this person. We say already that it's just a set of ideas. So how can a set of ideas have any will or doership? Therefore, if the vantage point itself dissolves, that there is no person here, then where is now the question of free will? Free will for who? If there is no person, then there is no question of personal will. If there is no question of personal will, then all this trouble that we have, why did I do this? Why did she do this? Why did she do this? All this goes. So either there must be a person, or there cannot be personal will.
No, this is, if the person, you see, the will is also a thought which I personalize. I say, this is my will. I wish to do this.
Yes.
Now, from my thinking machine, if it decides that this is what I want to do and this is my will, then it will command my body to do that or to say that. So that's my personal will.
Yes, but this I who decides that this is what I want to do is who?
It's not the self. See, self is able to observe this will.
Yes, so who is it?
This, this is my mind. I mean, this is what mind is controlling the body, which makes it do it.
Okay, so you said that if a thought comes,
No, not thought. I mean, it generates. The mind can. You cannot say, okay, some thought comes. Some thoughts it can generate also. This machine is a thinking
yes, it's
machine.
okay, generates. So thought generated, then I decide to follow it.
Execute.
Yes, so this I you said is who?
The mind, the thinking machine.
This mind is not a bundle of thoughts, it's something else.
No, it's from the part of the bundle of thought.
How can a bundle of thought decide to do something?
No, because the mind can tell my body to do this. Raise my hand. I raise my hand.
Okay, so
And
just
then
now you raised your hand.
This is God's will that made me raise my hand.
So you raised your hand. How did your mind decide to do it?
So
Did you have a bundle of thoughts which decided to raise your hand?
It can. My mind can generate any thought. It's capable of generating any thoughts.
So now all these words are coming.
Because the observer, that is the self, what we say consciousness, is also the observer, and the mind is generating thoughts, receiving thoughts, sending thoughts. It's a transmitter also. It's a generator and transmitter. So it generates a thought, I want to raise my hand. So it commands the body and I raise my hand. That's the way I see it. And the self can see this. If the mind has decided to raise the hand, then I raise it. That's how I look at it.
It's good. Because I see that you're very clear about the way you look at it. So what can I tell you?
Fair enough.
But then there's the question. So is there a self that only observes versus a self that does? And there is a self that does.
So it is the being that does, and the absolute self is awareness itself, which is not concerned by doing or not doing. Can any doing happen without the presence of being?
Like, for example, if true or false, gravity, something is happening,
But
not ignored. In the sense that it's like it just happens.
you as awareness or you as consciousness?
Awareness, I may be aware, but I may not be ignored in this. As in,
So let's
action
look
is
at-
happening, but I'm not ignored in that.
Let's look at it once again very clearly. There's pure awareness in deep sleep. Then there's the birth of beingness, which you call the waking state. Without the presence of this being, there is no concept of action or inaction. In the light of this being, all action and inaction happen. You call it dream state or you call it waking state. Now, there is no person that ever gets born, and the mind is only a bundle of thoughts. So the only phenomenal entity that exists is being. Therefore, the doer and the experiencer of all actions must be being itself or consciousness. That is why it is said, Tvam karta, tvam bhokta. Means you are the doer and you are the experiencer. Which is who? God himself, consciousness, whatever label you want to put on. Now you, as the ultimate, as awareness itself, were you involved in any of this? But yet, consciousness is your own dynamic aspect. If all is awareness, then consciousness must be your own dynamic aspect. So it's like water and ice. So you ultimately are the doer and the experiencer of all, but not you as awareness, because awareness is unconcerned. It must be consciousness, which is your dynamic aspect, which does an experience. Clear now?
Is it really important to keep up with itself, physically? If I think that when you go into meditation or anything, there's always let's quiet the room, let's create an atmosphere that is more serene. Which obviously means that most spiritual people also believe that there is a very close relationship between physical being and the self. So why is it so important for me to identify them separately? I as a whole, whatever it is I call myself, which includes physical and spiritual, wants to achieve a certain goal. Why is it important to separate?
We never said that.
No, I mean you say
As long as you are clear that you are not just this body.
when you say get into your thoughts and see how there is a thought and there is no thought. It seems like very difficult to do. It seems very difficult for me to do. Because when I'm thinking there is no thought, I'm thinking my mind only is telling me that there is no thought. Still a thought.
That's why I'm saying that I don't want to know what you know or what your mind is saying. You must just simply check. It's like we believe that the sun comes from the west. If this is your belief, then I just tell you, okay, just check tomorrow morning, where is it actually coming from? In the same way, I'm just saying, just check right now, who are you? So if the thought is coming, then you are witnessing the thought coming. If thought is not there, you are witnessing that no thought is there.
Is it important for me to separate, to identify the two separate?
No, just see. We never said about separating, decoupling, nothing. We just said, can you check right now?
Or even knowing that there are important, I'm just a person.
This is the one that will get you in trouble. I am just a person. Where is this person?
No, I'm just a being. I am.
Just a concept.
I'm just a concept. Whatever.
No, this sense of being which you are speaking of is only conceptual right now. This sense that I am a person, I am an individual entity, is the one which is the ever-changing idea we have about ourselves. Because we will say, 5 years ago I was a different person, now I'm a different person. Why? Because my set of beliefs are changing. And we expect a sense of stability to come from this person idea. But that which is inherently unstable will not give you that peace and stability. And that which is constantly changing, can that give you peace? So find out that which is not changing. Through all of this changing, everything changing, external world constantly changing, thoughts constantly changing, emotions constantly changing, what is the unchanging one? And don't believe any visual from your mind. Because it is this mind which will say, yes, I got it. Still hanging on to the person idea that I as a person got something. And this unchanging one, by definition, must be here now, is it? This is all that I am asking you to see. But what happens is the minute I say consciousness or awareness, the mind starts painting a picture of it. It says, this is what it is. This big, vast space, emptiness. Who is the seer even of this? So it is not that, it is not the content. It is the seer, the seeing that you are.
If you're looking for something which is permanently there, or always there, it is dynamic transience. There is nothing constant or permanent. Everything is dynamic transience. So that's the only permanent thing. Whether it's me or someone else or something else, or whatever it is, we can realize or become aware of a very dynamic transience. Which is constant flux, whatever there is. So you can be, I am aware of the dynamic transience.
Right?
What is the definition of satsang?
The definition of satsang is just to be in the presence of truth, or to say that you are in the presence of being. Truth or being. And it is the presence. It is not just in the words.
earlier that most practices have to do with tension. Not many practices that work with
This is my experience, and Nitya, you are obviously more knowledgeable about this, about practices, and since you've been so much into Buddhism, I think, so you can look at this as well. But what I have found is that most practices will be, for example, just bring your attention to your breath and follow your breath. So attention, keep it there. A sense of presence, sense of being. So again, bringing attention there. Mindfulness. Just keep your attention with the next step in your walking meditation. Next step. So I find that none of them seem to talk about beliefs so much. So it's more about keeping our attention still, keeping our attention present with what is here. That's why I say that most practices seem to focus on attention, but I don't find, and you can tell me if there are, I don't find too many practices which focus on belief.
my mind feels like inquiry is one.
Yes. So inquiry.
Inquiry is one. I don't feel important to the time of inquiry. The second concept of Vipa and Shanka. So you were saying belief, but really, I understand belief is sticky. But Shanka, Shanka is sticky. So Vipa is open attention, right in the fact again. Then certain things stick. Like the example you gave one of the ladies that if I say that you're bad at figure skating,
Yes.
probably won't stick.
Yes.
But if I say you're bad at relationships,
Yes.
there's a chance of mine
Has juice.
So that's something which we are conditioned to. So why do some thoughts stick in the way that other thoughts don't stick? So definitely inquiry, something that I want to check with you first. But there anything else that as a practice can dislodge some. And you've been doing that with us. You've been asking us questions like, what if you don't believe the next thought? What if then you stop thinking? Which for me again are important questions, which direct attention.
So inquiry definitely is working on this level of both attention and belief. So when we say, who am I? We notice that attention goes to the content of our thoughts. And then we are saying that even these thoughts are seen. So who is the seer of my thought? Can that be seen? So Bhagavan's pointing, who am I? Of course, is the main master key to what we are speaking of here. But what has happened is that many come to satsang and they are sort of jaded, which is this who am I, and many of them have made it a mantra also. They're going, who am I, who am I, who am I, who am I. So sometimes is to just break it down and say, okay, so this is a thought, and you have attention and you have belief. And don't struggle so much with trying to control attention. Even if you just don't give it your belief, it is enough. You cannot suffer. You cannot identify.
One more thing I want to say is that in spiritual teachings, when I'm sitting there and noticing, it's a lot easier to cater to the mind. It's a lot easier to give concepts and even tell stories and examples and anecdotes. Everyone is much more involved in that way. So I can see as you're sitting there, you're really grappling with how you really believe. Because I know that this is and I know that for me, there's a temptation to work with mind, where you work with higher quality beliefs. And of course, there'll also be a sense of be aware of it and things like that. So it's a lot easier to cater to the mind than trying to work beyond.
Yes. But for me, it is the most difficult reason. Because the words don't appear from here. If it is just coming from mind space, my tongue does not move. The voice which speaks, the Guru's voice which speaks through here, This does not move this tongue. So there must be, if someone comes with the sense that you must convince me or impress me, this just stops. It just but if there's a sliver of openness, just little bit, that is gold dust for me. I can work with this. It doesn't have to be full open heart, nothing. Just a sliver. And I can walk in through that. A bit. Yes, ma'am.
There's just a voice that wants to claim seat and there's just so much and I can just that voice that comes almost
Yeah.
like from behind the eyeball.
Yes, saying what? You can expose it.
I don't even, I can't even, it's so slippery. I'll just say, nice. Somehow it feels like it's doing like 8 minutes. I can't even come up with what it's
Yes, but this this game character, it will not change. So what happens is after we come to satsang, we are reminded that I am not this James Bond. I am the one who is watching this game. But we are expecting that this program is also now going to start referring to us as not as something else, something other than James Bond. So this mind will only refer to us as a person. That's all its programming is. So don't expect that the mind will change. This leopard will not change its spots. With this mind, as Bhagavan said, what seemed like a strong rope now becomes a burnt rope. Has no power. Already when you say that this voice, that means that you're not saying it is me. This way it is okay. Don't expect this voice to change. And this is what Garima was asking earlier. She was talking about the spiritual ego. So she said that, can you explain the spiritual ego? And this voice, now I've understood. I got it. But I who still, this special separate me, I've got it. Then this is the spiritual ego. What is there to get? The only thing that is gotten is that we see that I was never a person. This pure witnessing, this pure seeing is always what I have been. Can that be accompanied by any specialness? Nothing special in this, it's the most regular. But if the mind comes in and says, yes, now I got it, and we buy this, then that is trouble. Because what will happen, why is it trouble? Because nobody can argue with the words that you speak. Nobody will be able to argue with the words that you speak. You will say, I am that. Who can argue with that? You will say, I am God. Who can argue with that? But your words, your presence will not smell of God. Your presence, your words will still smell of ego. So this slippery slope is called the spiritual ego. And this is where spiritual seekers get in trouble. See, because seeker went on so long, it wants a glorious end to its story. It says, I was a seeker, now I'm a free person. Now I'm a jnani. But this I as a person identity must vanish. So the seeker wants this happy ending to its story and he wants to be a liberated person. But there is no such thing as. But yet, in belief about our glorious spiritual thoughts, we can create this painting of ourselves, which is that I am a free person. This is the spiritual ego.
How not to give fuel to our belief.
How not to give fuel to the power of belief. So that's why we said that when I say don't believe your next thought, you will find that many just come and go. Many just come and go. But some still have some juice. Some still have some bite. So use this as fuel for your self-inquiry. So suppose you find that there is a particular set of thoughts. Usually in human existence, it's about relationships. Okay? So there's a set of thoughts about a particular relationship or some relationships which keep getting your belief. Then you must inquire and say, who is the one that believes that they are the partner? Can I find this one? Does it have any tangible existence? Who is the husband? Who is the partner? Can I find this one? And then you will find that it is nothing but an attribute of the personal identity itself. There is no one who is the husband. There is no one who is the partner. This is just imagine. Suppose thought after this seeing that I will not believe my next thought, these can be used as fuel for self-inquiry. And in this way, these strong identities will also loosen their hold. And as you loosen their hold, you will find it's much easier even to not give them belief. Belief will stop going to them. They will lose the magnetism. Some thoughts seem to have a lot of magnetism in them because we still find meaning in what they are saying. We still believe that I am that identity. So in this way, even the most troublesome thoughts become grace. Because what is happening is it's exposing what you're still identified to, and you can use that for your self. Then the mind has nowhere to go. Actually, in looking at your eyes, I feel that the mind has nowhere to go already. So maybe you're imagining some trouble if there is none.
The same question was with me also. And she raised that if there is no suffering, then is it relevant? How you can move on your journey if you're not getting
The journey was about the end of suffering. So if you are at a point where there is no suffering, you have lost the ability to suffer, momentarily some things will come and go, it's okay. But if you've lost the ability to suffer, then all these insights will come to you. There is nowhere you need to go, nothing you need to do.
You want to understand it a little more so that you can help other people, but you don't know what brought you here, which is why I'm here. I'm not suffering. I'm not in misery, but I feel that I don't know what my journey was, my spiritual journey was. If I understand it a little more, maybe I can help somebody else. That's why some of it is.
Yes, this is very good as a starting point. First, you must be clear about who you are. How can we claim that I will help another without first having clarity about who I am?
That's why I'm here. But it doesn't stem from the fact that I'm suffering or miserable.
This is good, which I said it's rare, so it's very good. If it doesn't stem from that, it's very good. But then there must be a thirst inside to inquire and say, who am I? And this thirst will not get quenched by any answer just from the mind. It must seem real in your heart. You come to this place where you are able to introduce yourself truly. So if I were to ask you, you just introduce yourself. What would you say? So in this looking, so when I said, can you stop being now? This was clear. The presence of being is here. And yet there is a witnessing even of this presence. What is the distance between you and this witnessing? Can you look? The mind cannot help you here. This is way beyond this. We said that even the presence of being, you witness. Distance between you and this witnessing itself. Question is clear? So if you check, say that yes, there is a witnessing of the external world, there is a perception through our senses, and I see that this perception is happening. Then, so these external objects, thoughts, emotions, I'm witnessing. So this witnessing, which is the same whether it seems like an external appearance or an internal appearance, what is the distance between myself and this witnessing? Can you check this? Yes? I mean, like now? For us, it's always now. It's not homework. Because very quickly the mind will come and say, yes, yes, I have something to do now. I will work on this. This is not what we want. Because the answer must be immediate, it must be instant. It cannot be just another concept.
The me that's coming in between, that's doing question mark, is how is it possible for us to reach this stage of just being? The words are just confusing me now.
Yes, yes. It happens. And very often, if you're in the first satsang, it can seem like pure torture.
No, it's not feeling like a
Not
torture.
yet, maybe. But we have some time to go.
I'm just honestly feeling that
What's going on?
no, I'm
Okay.
not. In fact, I'm just feeling I'm there. I'm just sort of feeling why not? We need something. All of us need. I'll tell you where I'm coming.
Please.
Okay, I've been very involved with the oneness, with the Sangha in Vatican, and I experienced Diksha very, very beautifully. Okay, so having experienced that Diksha, I or me or whatever it is at this present moment in my life, I'm even hearing you and I'm being just there
Yes.
because of the Diksha which actually I feel there's a total change in this.
Yes, 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 yes.
If you put it in scientific words, there's a shift in the neurobiological cells of my brain. So where I'm coming from, it's sitting there. Some energy, sometimes is often required to bring that shift.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Because
So
that's why we said that it is not just in the words. It is the presence of satsang, which is the energetic
I'm
transmission.
confused, but I'm comfortably there.
This is
all
good.
I'm
This
saying.
itself is very good. That means that there's a part of you which is confused. It's a part of you where there is some resonance. See, so the comfortableness comes from this feeling of resonance or transmission or presence, whatever you call it. And the confusion comes from all of this sort of defrosting which can happen in the first few satsangs.
And I'm actually feeling very grateful for the what I have experienced
Yes.
to make sure that I can even enjoy this confusion. So I'm actually feeling
Very happy.
sense that I want to say something. Question, but I think it's something about control.
So let go of all control. Attention, no control. What's happening? Energy is coming up.
And then the desire to
Not have it. That it should go.
what will happen. Not that it should go, but it's like something that I don't understand what's happening. I don't have an interpretation of what it means. So I feel like things are happening and there's no control.
No. This is good or bad?
But it's not things, for example, when something happens like externally, there's still I need to say, okay, example, if you fell over, I didn't have control, but still I understand what happened. So what's this side?
So you know already that that which does not exist cannot have any control. So it's still coming from a mythical one, isn't it? The imagined one. And this sense of control, this imagined control, is now dissolving. But the same voice is trying to hold on to it.
Then something said, so consciousness, all of this is just happening. Is there a rhyme? Is there a reason? Like, there, like, yeah, that's wanting to understand.
So this is similar to saying, why is consciousness doing all of this? Isn't it? And there are some explanations. The truest explanation is that none of this has ever happened. But which mind can fathom this? Truest explanation is that none of this has ever really happened. But this will not satisfy the mind. So that's why teachers use various different versions of this. The most popular one is the one where you say that because of this sense of being, the creation of being, now we have the ability to experience love. This one gets a lot of interest because, yeah. But you see that it's only in the presence of being that even love can be experienced. Being is not there in deep sleep, no love also. So this definition, if this answer appeals to you, you can hold that. Amongst all of them, my favorite one is entertainment. You know this. If I am all there is, then it's very boring. So I need to create a divine play just to entertain myself. But the fact is that none of this has ever really happened.
So they keep that voice, that same one that said, why did that meaning to her?
Yeah. Still trying to prop up this sense of me. There is no me. Not individually anyway, not a personal me. Anyway. Oh, is there a lot of chat?
When I am in my practice, I feel that all the things I've done, all the concepts, all the practices, they actually feel like a burden. Like a lot of it's all quite cluttered. Same time, I also see that I remember a time when that was really perfect. So I've seen that when I try to communicate the way that you're trying to communicate, the way that the Maharaj I feel that I can see the same person. Very much so. Although I'm in a place where I actually find those practices, in some sense, one seems to. So the question is that do I honor that I am and that I am? Or do I also honor my difference and know that it's actually quite easily done? I don't know pretty well that you have thought that is that's the right option.
I feel that you must honor whatever is appearing. Here also, I found a lot of peace in practices. There was a time where practices happened, and there was peace. So I'm not saying to anyone, don't do any practices. If that is what is appealing. That is what is bringing peace and joy. Practice is welcome. But what is appearing for me is that I am unable to guide anyone on any sort of practice whatsoever. So that doesn't seem to be the role that this being is playing at the moment. So what is appearing here, I'm completely honoring that. And the same is happening for you. So there is no sense that I am deciding to go this way or that. It is just what is appearing.
What I found that what appearing to me actually to give practice.
Yes, yes, yes.
And to give direction.
Yes.
At least to those who see me.
Absolutely. And if consciousness is appearing play in that way there, then that must be honored completely. There is no sense of specialness that, oh, here he's talking about practices, here he's talking about new practices, what is better, what is worse. No, it's just what is playing out in what form.
So I found before I met you, I was meditating, and in some ways I found that I was in a state, I would be more often in a state of mind that seemed peaceful. Okay? But I'd be always scared that it's going to go away. And, or I was always chasing the last really good meditation, in a sense. You know, there was this constant one thing, and then it would go. I had some really insane experiences, and I was always chasing that, right? And now, what has happened is that, so I took two questions. But a lot of the suffering has really, things are just, for lack, I can't explain it, but it's more numb. I'm more kind of numb from it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You know, it's not touching me as much, even though my state may not be as good as it used to be earlier, right? But I'm just not distant from what is going on. So, is that, first of all, I mean, does that
Yes.
seem?
Yes. So let's take this one
Yeah,
first.
let's take this one.
So you say that certain practices and beautiful states can come, and yet these beautiful states go, because it is the nature of appearance that what comes must go. Nothing comes and stays. So what happens then is, you say, like chasing the dragon or chasing the last great experience, this sense that I got something and I must not lose it. We're going from chasing experience to experience or state to state. Now, when you discover what you are as you are discovering, then it won't matter to you what state is appearing and disappearing. So it doesn't have to be, many have this misconception that freedom means I'm full of bliss all the time, just blissed out. Or I'm full of joy all the time. Freedom means I'm free from any states which are appearing or disappearing. And as I say, I am not concerned whether there is even one iota of joy here or not. Joy I am not in service to. Love I am not in service to. I find that to my being, all of these forces are in service. So when we are chasing states, then we are trying to hold on to that which is constantly moving. And that is a no-win game. So the beautiful thing that can happen with practices is that when you do a practice, if it gives you the mind space to be able to contemplate into your true nature, then that would be the prasad of the practice. See? If it just becomes another spiritual experience which is coming and going, then it causes more trouble than help. So when you come to this point where you say that, I don't care which state there is, then that is freedom. Freedom cannot be a desire, cannot be a longing for only a particular state. That would be a very lame freedom. It would be a very tame freedom. It is the freedom from this play of states. Huh? Also, if one state only stayed that way, then it would be boring because we need the contrast. Yes, yes, because you need the contrast, isn't it? You need to. Yes.
So yeah, no, so I mean, I just see, actually, it's a great place because a lot of things happen on a daily basis. Stuff happens on a daily basis. And what I'm trying to get it doesn't touch you, touch me in that sense. And I think where I'm at right now is that there is this, and I use the word numbness. And I think what I mean to say more is that it's not
touching you.
It's not touching you.
It's not that it's not touching you. pretense to say that all of this is happening to me. Now you're coming to this seeing that none of this has ever happened to me because nothing can touch me. So it doesn't have to be just chocolate flavored moments or great experiences. It can be a completely sober seeing that I, as pure witnessing, have been ever untouched by any state which has come and gone.
So there is no experience any emotion.
Will you mount priority? She also had a question, so we said.
Sorry. Come.
I was saying, so it means before we were not seeing. Before
No,
we were not seeing. Or at least I was not aware that I was seeing.
See, awareness was always awareness.
But I
You
was
were
not
always aware. You were just pretending that you are a person. That's why I say that if you want to see God pretending to be a person, believe your next thought. You want to see God pretending to be a person?
No.
Believe your, believe your next thought.
All of this, then where is the emotion?
Emotion is also part of the juice of life. We are not
We
close to
experience or we are observing.
you as being are experiencing all that is coming and going. You as awareness, which is the absolute you, is just the pure witnessing of all of this which is coming. That's why we said that the point of creation, the birth of consciousness, must have been so that it can taste all of this.
So it's great to be able to taste all of
Yes, yes,
and be in the center and have this
yes. In
all
fact,
around.
the Jnani does not lead a life which is bereft of taste. In fact, every moment is so wonderfully tasted.
Okay, now I have a question,
Yeah.
which is more relevant to my age. Which is
More relevant to
young people, Baba.
your age, you said.
I'm 65.
I see.
So there is a fear of getting older and the body becoming dependent and very aging. So that fear causes suffering or anxiety. Um, I I can watch it, but it's a real fear. I mean, I just for my age, that's a question. And that's where I would spiritually like to be, that I don't have that fear. I mean, I feel I have grown a lot, but I still have to go further. How can you add to that?
So as long as there's the sense that I am a person who owns his body, then this fear cannot go away. It can only go momentarily. You do some practices, do some chanting, do something, it will go. But as long as you have this sense that I am a person who is the owner of this body, then this fear cannot subside. This fear of death, this fear of old age is very common. But as you discover, as you are discovering, that you are not this person, you are that whose body is this entire universe.
There is a physical aspect to the
Yes.
suffering that my mother-in-law is with me. I see her pain.
Yes.
Her old age. The body is suffering.
This pain, anybody, this pain will not go away. At least not through this satsang. I know there are many teachers out there who could say, you do this and this pain will go away, this will vanish. I don't feel that. This is what I'm here to offer. So this pain of the body will be there. It will come and it will go. But what I can tell you is that if you are clear about what you are, then you will not buy any thoughts about victimhood, about why this is happening to me, and all of that will not lead to this psychological suffering as a result of the physical pain.
He said, this point of time I need to start.
No, and also that what I'm saying is that you will lose the ability to suffer psychologically from physical pain. So physical pain will be there in all bodies, unless there are some yogic practices or siddhis that you.
I have
Also, what I want to add is that it is never that God gives us more pain that can be handled. It is this psychological suffering which is the problem to you. So once you have this point of true discovery of what we are, then you will lose the ability to suffer psychologically.
And we talk about attention. Really, that we are focusing on attention. Also, the belief that today and there are many people who are old but who are very joyful. So I think if we focus our attention in the right way,
This is what I mean when I said that for those also who are physical pain must be present, isn't it? It's only that they are not suffering through their concepts, not psychologically. Yes. I'm getting there very fast.
Something that came to me as you were speaking about feeling partly clear and partly confused. Rudy was talking about feeling partly clear and partly confused. Coming back to what you said about attention and belief, I was just reflecting also in my own experience of this law that the clarity has been attention, and the confusion has been because anybody who speaks in different ways. And whenever the confusion comes, I have a certain pet way of describing it. And if one can just be spacious with that, then in a way, actually, it shoots like a sort of thorn that takes on. In my experience, it was like you offering a way of saying things in the way that I'm saying it. Instead of getting either invested in mine or surrendering to yours, if I can just hold that, then in a way, we can knock each other off.
Yeah.
Then it's left with more spacious. So it's again the same concept of attention and belief. And what did I use? Like I said, sticky is my favorite word. Like it's sticky, right? So if you notice it's sticky, then just in that noticing there's a freedom from that.
I like very much what he said. Two set of opposing concepts leading to this emptiness. Can we bear this emptiness? To bear our own no-thingness, which makes us a victim, a seeming victim of our minds. Because when we check that instant, you will find that I am no thing. It's not a nothing. You find that I am a no thing, from which all is arising and disappearing. With this no thingness, immediately there's a sense of fear, there's a sense of dissolving, there's a sense of death, which can accompany this. And quickly we run back to the mind, no, I'm happy with it. Like that character in the Matrix who says, I know that all of this is a matrix, but I enjoy it here.
So, the attraction of having immense happiness is also probably what prevents us from removing ourselves from the physical things.
So that's why I say that very simple thing I can tell you. All those who have chased happiness in the material realm, let's say that the Fortune 500 list, the owners of those companies and the CEOs. So let's make a collage out of all of their photos, and you compare it with a group photo of a set of beings who come to Satsang. And you will find that those who are close to discovering or have discovered what they are, those are full of happiness and joy. And those who felt that it is material possession, material wealth, physical phenomenal wealth, or phenomenal relationships, or anything possible phenomenally, you will find that to use the evidence. The mind will say, but yeah, for you it will happen. But you have to use the evidence in this world. No one who has realized the self has gone on to regret it and say, I would rather have had $1 trillion, or I would rather have had the best relationship, or the best physical condition. No one. They would not give it up for the world. The simple realization of the self. Why is that? Because it shows you that in this discovery, no then phenomenal achievement or attraction holds a candle to this. So go with the evidence which you find even in this realm. You will find these Babas who are on the road, the genuine ones at least. You will find these Babas who are on the road and they've discovered what they are, completely unconcerned with anything material. And yet their smile on their face cannot be beat. So this is the happiness which I am speaking of. It is not dependent on any level of material success or not. How long will any of it last? This is the length of this body. Then, so death is a beautiful inevitability for the physical phenomenon. So find that which is beyond phenomenon. Find the eternal. The eternal must be here now. The timeless must be here now. Sorry, you had a question. Still alive?
Actually, yeah. So basically,
No, but is it still alive?
It's not really a question.
Okay.
It's an observation. The pain actually is when it is there, it is there. But now you cannot remember that.
Yes.
So you can't do anything about it. It just comes and goes. It's not in the hands. So why to worry about pain?
Very good point. Those who are just hearing the words are experiencing pure boredom and torture. I know this, and it's not a judgment. It's not a judgment. And they're wondering, what are these people looking so happy about? As I very often I say that, if you're here for the second satsang, that means there must have been some resonance in the heart. You cannot come with this kind of satsang the second time after it being completely mind. Yes, yes, not the other way around. But I'm saying that if you do come, you might decide, many might also decide that yes, this was enough for me. It's fine. But I'm saying if you do come, then it means that there must be some resonance from the heart, otherwise who will want to subject themselves to this mental boredom or torture?
Unless you like the snacks that you prepare.
Yes. Yes, then you show up very late. You know, just sneak in at the
You are giving the whole concept the thought of being with God. I don't think that there's need to give that thought
Yeah.
to anyone of us. Because because just being silent and having a good energy is good enough for a satsang. I mean, I'm not questioning, but I'm also using it and enjoying the silence.
Studying your mind.
Pardon?
Just also studying your mind. Yeah.
It is for me very fascinating to watch young people exploring themselves. Even my uncle being here open to the idea of watching us explore. I feel a great future is there for all of us. We can explore.
Thank you for your blessings. Very good.
So in a sense, there can be uncomfortable sensations,
Yeah.
and it's really about just being comfortable with that.
Yes, all is allowed to appear and see. Resistance means suffering. Ego means resistance. Ego is just a resistance of what is.
So the uncomfortableness is also there,
Yes.
and that's also got to be experienced, or not experienced, but also allowed to just be.
Yes. We've never tried to push any sort of appearance away.
So,
But what we can question is whether, in what way, even the most horrendous feeling is actually touching you. Whether it does, it does. Then you will not even have the motivation to report about it.
but there is a physical sensation.
Yes.
Right. So there's a physical sensation of discomfort.
Yes.
And then there's me, in a sense, right? But I'm reporting it because obviously it is seeming to kind of affect me.
Yeah. So this seeming to we can check and see. So use this to check. Strong physical sensation can come. Sometimes it feels like the body itself can shake. You know? Then just check and say, is it touching me? Where? Where is the point of connect? Where is the point of interaction between this sensation and me? Can we find that?
There's distance.
So even though it could be strong physically, if it doesn't touch me, what does that show you? It is not you. So all that can be burnt, all that can be hurt, is just a projection of your being. It is not you. Otherwise, you can pass them back to me.
How does inquiry fit into this? Because one of the things I do a lot is just be in the observation of what is there.
Yeah.
So it's just watching, or just not watching, sitting away. Now, where does inquiry then come into that? Because like I'm not doing that much inquiry. I'm just more in that.
Yes, yes. Inquiry doesn't have to be just who am I. Every satsang, every word in satsang is pointing you towards inquiry. Every word is a pointer for inquiry.
So the observation is also inquiry.
Yes. Isn't it?
Yeah, but I think sometimes you hear
Yes, because we make a concept out of inquiry.
Right, then, okay, I have to constantly say who's suffering, who's going through.
No. No. Because that itself seems like very constricted of space. So this is when the seeker identity is completely taken over. Freedom cannot be about this state of constantly saying who, what. It cannot be like this. Some vigilance is useful. Some vigilance is useful, but that can come when there is some sort of a pinch. You say, who is the one who suffers? And we find that there is no one. And then it's wrong.
So when you say that, when you find that there is no one, there are tendencies at times to identify with this kind of ball of thoughts and say that that's me, right? So there is that still is someone at times, right?
You can see it. You have this power to give this belief that this what is appearing is me. But if you were to just openly check, you will see that the witness of what is appearing must be you. You cannot be the appearance. You must be the awareness of it.
Right. But there is that
power to identify.
Yeah, I think it's just that.
And this has been our conditioning. So we feel that finger snap, it should fall away. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't.
I'm going to ask you.
Please. I'm
I'm
in your house, I can't leave till I answer your question.
Worship. Okay. Now, I'm doing this, but there's nothing going from here to
Yeah,
there.
exactly.
That's sometimes a bit tricky because what's happening?
Yeah, that is the question. Okay.
Like
So
it's
just like this is a
I'm not
beautiful.
understanding.
In the same way that the words are appearing from your mouth, in the same way all of this is happening. The sense that I, as an individual, am the doer of something is again the imagined person entity.
Which I
Very easily we say that God is everywhere. You see? But if God is everywhere, then who is there to be a personal doer? If all of this play is happening in the presence of God, then who is this individual who says that I have will?
So the person, so in a sense, if I'm getting it correctly, the thing is that this thing, this person, which I've always assumed is the one giving the direction, is not really giving the
Yeah, of
instruction.
course not. It's like me saying, imagine now an image of a 15-year-old man. Imagine. Imagine this image of a 15-year-old man. Now ask this 15-year-old man to move this computer.
So can you say-
Imagine
Yes.
an image of a 15-year-old man, boy, 15-year-old boy.
Yes.
Now ask this 15-year-old boy to move this computer. So this person has always been only an imagined idea. How can it do something? What is not imagined?
I've always been there
Yes. But as what?
as a person before.
You have been there as a person?
Well, imagine.
Imagined, yes. Imagined you can say. But if imagined, then how can it do an action?
No, it can't.
Clear?
Yeah, it's
So if
getting
it is
clear.
only
I
imagined,
need a few more.
yes, yes. So imagine
Yes.
a old lady
Right.
who has hair which is completely white,
Right.
and she lives in Rishikesh. Yes. Now ask her to give you a call. It's the same. It sounds ludicrous to the mind, I know, but it's exactly like this. We have imagined that I am this person. It's all in the mind, and then we say this person is the doer. It's completely ludicrous. So either we find the person, or we say that there is no personal will. You say already that the person is imagined.
Right.
How can something that is imagined do something?
No, it's just the belief.
Belief,
It's
yes.
only the belief.
Yes.
I
Belief
want
is the
to
power to
believe.
pretend. Belief is the power to pretend.
Right. It's only that.
And you are stopping to pretend. Someone who is as open as you, but the pretense not to stop. It's not possible.
Who is doing what she's doing? So who is
Yeah.
doing the rest of my physical being? If I imagine, if I stop imagining,
Yeah.
then I am believing that there's only I am inside. What about this other
The I am is not inside.
I am.
Also, we
Omnipresent.
must we'll take this part because it's a beautiful point which you brought out. There is pure awareness, and then there's the presence I am. Before the birth of I amness, there is no time and space. In deep sleep, we don't experience any time and space. So it is only in the presence of consciousness that time and space are experienced. That is why we find that in the presence of I amness, in one night, I can dream about 10 full lifetimes. So we have the ability to project as much time. And also in the dreams, we have as much space, the full universe. It doesn't run out of space. So this ability to project time and space is the ability of consciousness. Therefore, consciousness is prior to time and space. It is not here. Many of us might go back with this idea that what I'm saying is there's a I amness inside you. It is not inside here. If I was to call a surgeon and cut you up, you will not find this. This I amness is not to be found in time and space. It is still the body identification which says that this soul or being or consciousness is inside. It's not inside me in the spatial sense. It is inside awareness which you are. Okay. Sorry, your question was something else.
So
Dream. In that dream, you are another dream body. You feel that you are that body. And yet there are so many other people, so much. There are mountains, rivers, ability to experience pain, pleasure, everything is there. So who is doing all of this? Seem like action, you're doing your action. You're experiencing the repercussions of those actions. You also have memories. These people are familiar to you in the dream. Who's doing all of this? So it is consciousness itself. It is this being, this sense that I am, which is then the light in which all of this movie is playing. And in the dream, it feels like I am this body, the dream body. I am doing this. I am moving my hand. See, I am doing like this. When you wake up from the dream, you say, I had such a weird dream. All this was happening. You don't say, I did this in my dream and then I did this. So all this was happening. But all of this also is not that important to know. What is most important to see is that even in this realm, be it completely real, let it be real. I have no trouble with this realm being real. Can we show me the person in this level of reality or unreality, whatever? Can we find the person here? If we cannot find the person here, then what is it that we are catering to? It's only in this. daughter's giving me notes. Maybe she's had enough. Got the wrap-up call. Okay, any last strong burning question?
So this belief is pretense. That is just a thought.
The belief is a primal force which consciousness itself has, which is the power to pretend. So belief is the force which is used to pretend that you are the content of the appearance.
So the belief that I am this person. Now, so how do you unbelieve? How do you
So actually giving belief is the effort. So once you So it seems like I'm saying that you have to do some effort, but actually the fact is, it is the effort to carry this belief. It's like carrying these heavy bags. You got conditioned to carry them. See, I say put them down, and you say, but that seemed like effort. So I say, okay, let it seem like effort initially if it feels like to not believe your next thought. Let it seem like effort. Then you will realize that this is the effortless state, the natural state, where all thoughts are allowed to just come and go, no control over attention also. Let it also go to the thoughts if it has to, but my belief is in my pocket. That is no work. It is more effort to give my belief to everything that is coming. That is what is tiring, that is what is. Because the conditioning is to give belief, then it seems like effort to keep these heavy bags down.
It's almost like the belief is there, but what the belief is there for is not.
Then that will not cause you trouble. If you're not giving belief to the content of the appearance, then it will not cause any trouble. The power of belief is there. That will not go. But you will not buy anything from this snake oil salesman. All it has sold you is trouble. Who got you these good things? Rubbish. He said he can play the flute very well. Very nice. You can come. Question from YouTube or Hangout. It's been quite a press conference since we are in a new city. Yeah. It's been quite a lot of fun as well. I know that also some of you have trouble because you don't hear the questioner, but this is the best we can do at this point of time. Thank you so much for being here. We have somebody who plays the flute very beautifully, so I'll request him to come up if you can, and then so that everybody can hear you. Yes, please. If it's comfortable, or you want another chair? So, this is just Master's grace. Wherever we go, we find such beautiful music. We just showed up in Thiru without anything, and then in Satsang came this beautiful, again with the flute, a different type of Russian working the flute. Very beautiful. And here we have it. So great. Can we sing a song before we go? Sitaram? No, maybe Amba can guide us through it, no? Sitaram?
Oh yeah, okay.
We'll all be singing together, so it might be a little disconnected. But we
Okay.
see, maybe we'll start us off and then we mute you.
Okay. Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram. Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram. Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram. Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram.
Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram.
Sitaram,
Jai Jai Ram. Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram. Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram. Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram. Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram. Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram. Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram. Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram. Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram. Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram. Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram. Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram. Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram. Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram. Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram. Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram. Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram. Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram. Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram. Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram. Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram. Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram. Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram. Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram. Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram. Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram.
Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram. Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram. Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram. Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram. Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram. Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram. Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram. Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram. Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram. Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram. Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram. Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram. Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram. Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram. Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram. Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram. Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram. Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram. Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram.
Yes, Amba, my dear, so sorry about that. Can you unmute yourself and play the invocations now?
Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Gurur Sakshat Para Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Dhyanamulam Gurur Murti, Pujamulam Gurur Padam, Mantramulam Gurur Vakyam, Mokshamulam Gurur Kripa, Mokshamulam Mujiji Kripa, Mokshamulam Anantaji Kripa. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu, sarvesham shantir bhavatu, sarvesham purnam bhavatu, sarvesham mangalam bhavatu, sarve bhavantu sukhina, sarve santu niramya, sarve bhadrani pashantu, ma kaschit vibhak bhavet. Asato ma sat kamiya, tamaso ma jyotir gamiya, mrichur ma amritam gamiya. Om Purnamida Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Brahma Paramastu. Om Shri Satguru Bhagavan Ki Jai. Om Shri Satguru Murji Ji Ki Jai.
Thank you all so very much for being in Satsang today. Special thank you to Jesh and Kapala, to Advait, Vedant, and to your entire family for making this possible. Thank you all so very much for being here. Thank you all in the Hangout and YouTube for persisting in spite of all the challenges and all the audio, video things. Love you all so very much. Thank you once again. Satguru Shri Mujiji ki Jai.
Ananta ji ki
Jai.
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 Jai. Jai.
We can keep it on for a while. I'm not sure what's going to happen next. Whenever you're all free to go, whenever you like. Always. That's what. No. This is just. What's more important is there any distance in the heart? It's not about the physical. The physical distance will come. It is not. It is not going to change one iota. Yeah. It's not possible like this that you come for 6 months to be in satsang and then something can happen. That cannot be God. We can also call you airline and cancel your flight. That might be simple.
Thank you so much. See you in Hangout very soon.
I am not believing actually that you're This one, she came from Spain, from Barcelona, and she's been in satsang for 6 months in Bangalore. Not missed any times. Now she gets to go in.
We'll go. We'll meet.
Yesterday.
He's going tomorrow. Actually, we came to pick up our kids. You know, with their grandparents.
He's going so far. See them in the spot.
So,
see you. Yeah. Next time.
yes, yes.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, to come to you. If you're there, you can come during the online.
No, I thought it would be nice to visit.
Yes, yes, but you can, if you're there, what you can do is there's online satsang every day, but you can come in person during
Okay.
especially for those people who are just visiting.
So that it happened just like that.
So happy. Yes, of course I remember. I felt actually you were, can you see? I felt actually when you were sitting over there, I felt like how it was calling me. So I felt that I calling you. Somehow the question came so. Oh, Nikhil. The one with the Godfather, precisely with the Godfather icon. Avatar. Say what is here in your heart. Give anything to this man. Give it to this guy. Not to. What I see with you. So this guy is someone out of the your existence to existence. Relation. I didn't get chance to.
Yes.
Friends with Jason Pala?
Yeah. I have a center called this Just Being Center.
Just?
Being Center.
Oh yeah? My kind of center, just being.
Yes, so that's Sandy. She's the founder director, and I work with her. Sandy Anvade.
I wanted to invite her. She couldn't come.
Yeah, she couldn't come. But maybe next time.
Yeah, the name only packet is just.
With a lot of things on mindfulness.
Yes.
Love to have you
That's
sometime.
good. You know Nitya?
Yeah. Nitya is my first spiritual teacher who put me on the path. Actually. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Old soul and young body. Young.
I was an old soul in a young body. Now I'm a young soul in an old body.
You think you more attached to soul.
And then, did it? This is the incorrect words and concepts.
Just remember that. Doing the wrong things. Words are just coming. Thank you so much. All your favors.
No.
Transcribing. I don't know. Welcome to the club. Yeah, because I have no idea what I'm doing. It's not a bad thing at all. Because we actually never knew what we were doing. We only were pretending.
I cannot drop this. Because I don't know what I'm doing.
Sir? Let's laugh at it together. Yeah. Don't be shy. How is that? Everything we can see. Yeah, sure. Yes.
What for what? Right turns. Together. Oh yeah. Of course.
Yes.
Yeah, of course. What?
You're coming.
Yeah, we come. We cannot not come. You know, after 2-3 days, you start to like. Yeah.
My kids are over here.
He's not
Both of you on my lap. Will you come?
Let's try. Come one photo, baby. You come in my book. Okay, come in my book.
It's going to be quite a project.
Oh, come here. Okay, you sit with Mama. You sit with Mama. Go with Mama. Yeah, you come here. Come here.
Just also come now.
Can I sit on Father's lap?
Let Anand take the photo.
No, once again, I just got a nice one. You'll have to go back a bit. Okay, Anand, come.
Oh, so sweet. Quick, she's falling.
We'll Photoshop him. Jaya, you want a photo with Father?
So cute. Yeah.
Nice.
Jaya?
Come. 1 second, I'm getting up.
So, Father, we have a request that we have to take a photo of your, like a really nice portrait.
So I have to do something?
No.
To change my face.
And of your feet, Father.
Oh, but my feet,
We'll clean them, don't worry.
they have these marks from Thiru,
That's
which
great.
also could be good.
That's great. That's great.
So nice to meet you finally.
Nice to meet you.
I'm hearing about you with so many various people. Well, yeah.
I've been wanting to.
I like your writing.